Hi YouTube, Jeff Shares Stuff here. Today I want to talk with you about rear engine, rear wheel drive vehicles and their advantages and their drawbacks. So let's take a look at the engine compartment on the Vanagon. The engine sits in the rear. We have a Subaru SVX transplant in mind. And let's take a look at the placement of the engine in relation to the rear wheels and the rear axle. As you can see, that engine is sitting behind that rear axle. That weight that sits nearly directly over that rear axle is going to allow for better traction and better acceleration and a quicker response. Now, what you're allowed with a rear engine, rear wheel drive vehicle is you're going to have a smaller, lighter, less complex, more efficient drivetrain. There's no drive shaft with these vehicles. Now, another advantage that you're going to experience with the rear engine, rear wheel drive vehicle is you're going to experience better braking. Once again, with that engine sitting over that rear axle, it's going to give more grip to those tires and it's going to allow for better stopping power, and also the braking is going to be more evenly distributed over all the wheels. Now, another advantage is in light off-road type applications. Once again, with the engine being in the rear, you're going to get better traction when it comes to sandy situations, snow type situations. We're talking light off-road type situations. Now, VW Beetles, the old Beetles, have been quite successful as far as off-road applications. A lot of the Beetle engines have been transplanted into dune buggies, and also the Volkswagen Baja bugs have done extremely well in off-road applications. They have the advantage in that they're not as heavy as a four-wheel drive vehicle, and the wheels tend not to dig in when it comes to the off-road applications. Now, one of the downsides of a rear engine, rear wheel drive vehicle is sometimes when you come out of corners, if you go in a little bit too fast, you will get the oversteer, or you might want to call it fishtailing. Now, this can be eliminated if you just slow down, but it should also be stated that through the use of technology, mostly through Porsche, because they're the biggest manufacturer of the rear engine, rear wheel drive vehicles, is that through technology, computers, traction control, all-wheel drive, basically these drawbacks have been eliminated. Now, one of the things that's going to be different about the rear engine, rear wheel drive vehicle is your cooling system. On the Vanagon, the water-cooled model, you're going to have your radiator sit up front, and you're going to have coolant pipes that run the length of the vehicle all the way to the back. Now, these coolant pipes are plastic. They tend to erode over time. Mine have been replaced with stainless steel. Now, another feature on the rear engine, rear wheel drive vehicle, especially since a lot of them in the past have been air cooled, is that you're going to find giant vents on these vehicles to help with the cooling. Okay, I have these vents on each side of the vehicle. Now, the cooling isn't really an issue. These engines actually get cooled really well. So you have the vents that come in here, and then the thing is that since the engine is in the rear, you have this empty space towards the rear, where the air is just going to be able to pass right through. So your cooling, you're actually going to do quite well as far as that. So as far as the drawbacks, that's pretty much going to be it. Right now, the largest manufacturer of the rear engine rear wheel drive vehicles is going to be Porsche. They've been extremely successful. Like I said, they've all but eliminated any drawbacks of the rear engine rear wheel drive vehicle. And also another place where you may find the rear engine rear wheel drive vehicle is going to be city buses. That's pretty much going to be it. I would like to close in saying that if you haven't had the opportunity to drive the vehicle that's rear engine rear wheel drive, if you ever have that opportunity, take it, because these vehicles are just totally different. They're a joy to drive. The amount of power that you can get out of a really small power plant when it's in the rear and it's a rear wheel drive is pretty amazing. Now we know that the original Vanagons, that they're underpowered, a lot of them about 90 horsepower, but could you imagine if that engine was in the front, how much more underpowered it would be? So anyhow, just something to think about. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that it was informative for you. And I want to thank you for watching. And I hope that you'll like this video and that you'll subscribe and you'll share it. Everyone out there, have a great evening. I'll talk with you later, YouTube.